Today, I'm in front of the aluminum plant Rio Tinto in Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. I want to talk about the need for drastic cuts in the federal budget in order to be able to reduce taxes to every Canadian and to businesses. This is extremely important as you know, we are in the middle of a trade war with the US, and we want to be sure that our economy will be more productive. Yesterday, President Trump announced more tariffs on imported cars. Add to that the tariffs that he announced on steel and aluminum. If we want our industries here in Canada to be prosperous, to be able to produce, to export, and to create jobs for Canadians, we must settle that deal, and we must have a deal with President Trump on the free trade agreement between us, the US, and Mexico. We are able to have a deal if we are putting everything on the table. We need to reopen that free trade agreement as soon as possible. We cannot wait until 2026. At the same time, we need to clean up our public finances by cutting expenses and by reducing taxes for every Canadian and businesses. Why? Because we know that the deficits of today are the taxes of tomorrow, or they are the inflation of tomorrow. And as you may know, yesterday the Liberals and the Conservatives said that they will cut your taxes. The cost of that for the Liberals is about $6 billion, and for the Conservatives, $40 billion. But it is irresponsible because they're doing that without cutting any federal spendings. They are doing that by adding to the debt, by having a bigger deficit. The deficit of this year is $50 billion. We cannot afford that. And as you know, because they won't cut federal spending, we will pay more taxes in the future, or the inflation would go up. So, the federal government is wasting tens of billions of dollars in unnecessary programs that can be eliminated. The deficit can easily be eliminated in 1 year. Yes, I repeat it, not 4 years, not 3 years, not 2 years, in 1 year. By what? By cutting corporate welfare, subsidies to businesses. We can save $25 billion. Cutting foreign aid. Yes, we can save another $10 billion. Cutting CBC and also Radio-Canada in French, and all the money the federal government is giving to the mainstream media. We can save another $2 billion. What about the equalization payments? I said that these payments are not actually fair for provinces, and the equalization payments this year is $26 billion. That's a lot of money, and you know, we want to give the best incentive to provinces to be able to develop their own natural resources. And by doing that, if we cut, for example, by half the equalization payments, we will save $13 billion, and provinces will be in a position to have the incentive to develop their own natural resources. So maybe another $13 billion there. Also, all the money that the federal government is giving to First Nations. You know, that budget has tripled in 10 years. Yes, since the Trudeau government in 2015, Trudeau has doubled that budget, and the budget is now $32 billion. I'm pretty sure that we can save some $1 billion there. So, I forgot to speak about all the programs that the Liberal government implemented, programs that are unconstitutional, illegal, because they are interfering in provincial jurisdictions. Daycare, pharmacare, and dental care. If we end that, we will save a lot of money also. And for us, it's very important because the People's Party wants to respect our Constitution. So we will cut these programs. Also, I must speak about, the radical ideology of, IDE, inclusion, equity, and diversity. That radical ideology, the federal government is spending billions of dollars there, plus if you add the multiculturalism, the federal government is spending all that money to promote an ideology that is against our Western civilization values. We need to promote unity. We need to promote equality of every Canadian before the law. We need to promote meritocracy. These are values in line with our Western civilization values. So, if we cut all these spendings in EDA, in multiculturalism, we will save more money again. So just with these cuts, we will be able to save $60 billion. I just showed you that we can balance this budget in 1 year. And after that, yes, after that, we will be able to cut taxes on businesses and also on households. It is important because we need to give you more of your own money in your own pockets. And we will be able to do that. That will be durable. That will be real cut tax because it will be done with surplus. All the surplus that the federal government will have at the second year, we will give that to Canadians, and that will be our tax cut. But also we need to cut the capital and eliminate the capital gains tax to be sure that we'll have a more productive economy, productive society, and we will promote the creation of wealth instead of doing the opposite. So the Liberals and the Conservatives are promising you tax cuts, but these tax cuts are irresponsible because they will put us more in debt. They will finance that with deficit, and we will have to pay for that in a short term with more taxes or more inflation. It's time to make bold reforms, and the People's Party is there to do that.